West London Premier League side, Brentford Football Club, as sponsors of the 2022 Garden Province Stakes. A compact field of 10 runners will face the starter, including 4 Grade 1 winners, spearheaded by a champion and darling of our turf, Captain's Ransom.
Class will tell.
Captain Ransom, absolute superstar.
Any kind of a margin we can get ahead of Captain's Ransom we'll need.
So let's just hope she can get beat by Kayleen.
It's Captain's Ransom that's put her head in front.
Captain's Ransom goes for her 6th Grade 1 win and 4th in a row.
Just scraped in. Captain's Ransom.
She's quite remarkable, having won from 12 to 1800 meters, something that many horses cannot do. But such is her athletic ability.
Captain's Ransom has won it.
She's fondly referred to as the Rocket and looks to be the banker on the card.
Captain's Ransom put up what I thought was, I was hoping they would have a time for her, because I would have been very interested to see up against the Colts, and it would have been just something nice to see, but sadly we never got it. Was moving beautifully. She's an absolute pleasure. Darling, easiest horse in my yard. Touch wood, all goes well in the next few days, and I think you're going to see something special from her.
Tarry has a good record in this race, having won it twice in the last 4 years. He sends out Under Your Spell, who was impressive in the HSH Princess Charlene Empress Club Stakes, when second to the older and multiple graded stakes winner, Princess Kala. She then enjoyed a successful trip to KZN in May, where she won the World Sports Betting Fillies Guineas.
And Under Your Spell's coming at Supreme Quest and will win.
But then things didn't work out when coming back down in trip in the SA Fillies Sprint at Scottsville a month later.
What happened at Scottsville?
I just think that coming off 2 runs over a mile, she was maybe not as sharp as she had been previously over sprints. Having said that, she's been looking for the ground, but a Group 1 race we had to take our chances putting her back over 12. I thought she had enough finishing speed to give them a fright, but it wasn't to be. She wasn't disgraced. She got beat 3 lengths. I think she's had a lovely prep into this race, and she seemed to love Gravel in the Guineas. Captain Ransom, absolute superstar. You've got to be very bold to take her on, but having said that, you can't give it to her on a plate either. So we are going to give it a full go, and I think we won't be far off.
And you well drawn over that distance?
Yes, I think that was the deciding factor. If she had drawn well, Captain Ransom, and we had drawn poorly, we maybe would have stayed home. But I just thought the way the draws panned out, it's worth taking a chance.
She's a Keeper
is well travelled, having run in the Cape and Gauteng, but seems to find her best form in KZN. She returned to her winning ways in the listed East Coast Cup in April, before trying the 2-4 in her last start.
Michelle, she went into the race well, and she just didn't see out the trip, so it was a bridge too far. Warren Kennedy was quite sure of that. He felt to just change legs about the last 100 and just tap off. Most importantly, she's come out of it really well. It didn't empty her out, and she's a really willing horse in the mornings.
Drawn 1?
Yes, she isn't a filly with a lot of gate speed, but it doesn't worry me. I certainly am happy with the draw. Any kind of a margin we can get ahead of Captain's Ransom we'll need. We're under no illusions that in all reality we're running for 2nd, 3rd at best. She's fit, and she's obviously fit, and she's very well.
Zarina, War of Athena.
Back to defend her title in the Brentford FC Garden Province Stakes is the Cape filly Zarina. Like many of the out-of-province horses, she's come well in the warm and temperate climate of KZN, with a good prep run in the Grade 2 Tibashina Stakes a month ago. She's the only filly in this year's renewal of the race to have beaten Captain's Ransom.
Zarina particularly has come very well. That first run that she had up in Natal the other day has brought her on in leaps and bounds. She's looking outstanding. She's working really well, and she's moving nicely as well. So she's in a very good place going into the race on Saturday, obviously there to defend her title. I think Captain's Ransom will be a difficult filly to beat this year. Last year I don't think she was at her best, and Justin seems to have her in a much better place this year, and being the champion filly she is, she's always going to be a filly to beat, and a very hard one to beat. But I'm very happy with my filly. She's got a nice draw. She's drawn 4. So I think things go away in the race, and she definitely will be a lively runner.
Supreme Quest is a quality filly in her own right, having found the frame in all 15 of her starts. She enjoys Hollywood Bet's Greyville, having won the Umzimkhulu Stakes in April, was second to Under Your Spell in the WSB Guineas, and then third to Homely Girl in the Tibashina Stakes.
Supreme Quest is finishing off her season in the Garden Province Stakes on July Day. Obviously travelling down again. She's well travelled and used to travelling, and she always travels very well to Durban. She really enjoys that Greyville track, and she's a filly that's never been out of the money and always running in top company. So we're taking our chance again in the Group 1, taking on Captain's Ransom, which I'm sure everybody is having a very good look at. But our filly is really, really well. I really think we've got her right there on the button. We're not well drawn, but it's not the biggest of fields, and we got Captain's Ransom just on our inside, which will hopefully pave the way for us. MUZI YENI up again. He rode a cracking race on her the last time when she finished third. He knows the filly now, and I really think that we're in with a big chance, and definitely don't leave her out of the exotics. Although Captain's Ransom is obviously the one to beat, we're going to give it a full go.
Marina is the full sister to 2017 Vodacom Durban July winner Marina Resco. Although she ran a credible race in the WSB Cape Town Met, when 5 lengths off Comedy Ding, she's experienced somewhat indifferent form in her 2 runs since.
Unfortunately, she didn't make it into the July field, and I couldn't run in the consolation race because she had 62.5, which is a big weight for a filly to carry. So I've only been left with the option of the Garden Province, which again is a little bit on the sharp side for her, and she didn't draw that well. I think she's drawn 10 out of 10. So we'll just have to head towards the 1800 metres on Gold Cup Day, which will be a better race for her, certainly distance-wise, and we'll just have to use this as a stepping stone.
Keegan DeMello has been booked for the ride and goes for a hat-trick in the race. Silver Darling is stable companion to Captain's Ransom. She's won 2 of her last 3, including thrilling her breeder and owners Rockenstein stud by winning the Grade 1 Willavington 2000 in May.
Silver Darling is in very good form here in Natal. She loves it. She's come well. She's in good spirits. She's taken the Willavington very well. She won it quite easily with a little bit in hand. Back to the mile is obviously a little bit of a concern, but a great backup for Captain's Ransom, and I think you can see a good run from both fillies.
The consistent Kayleen is always there or thereabouts, running places in graded stakes company. Although there's not much to choose between her and Supreme Quest on paper, the market indicators present a different picture.
Look, she had a great run when we ran her in the Guineas. We were really chuffed with that. She ran on really nicely. And then we decided to go for the 2,000 metres. She definitely saw up the distance. She was a bit further back than we wanted to. Just things were in pear shape. They went slower and slower. We were way out of our ground. But she ran on really smartly right to the line. And then her last run in the handicap, I suppose we looked at the race with a bit of tinted glasses. So she's coming in as a really fit filly. We've got a good bunch of guys here. The one is having his first runner in a Group 1 again, so to have a chance in it is amazing.
Sweet Future is both consistent and competitive, having won 5 and placed 5 times from 13 starts. She's not raced further than the 1400, but has PIERE STRYDOM in the irons, who looks towards a sweeter future.
Sweet Future, she's doing really well at home. She's in exceptionally good space at the moment, and we think that, although we are trying the mile for the first time, being a daughter of Futura, we think that this most likely should be able to get this type of trip. Taking into account that this is an exceptionally strong field and there's multiple Group 1 fillies in the race, and you have to have a high respect for those horses. She is the type of horse that's really game, and she always tries her hardest. And we feel that if things in the race go our way and she gets a good passage in running, she could give a really good account of herself.
On a merit rating of 96, Oscar's winner has a lot to do. She won a 1400 metre at Kenilworth in February, followed it up with another win over the same distance at Durbanville in March, and then stepped out in KZN in the Grade 2 Tibashina Stakes in her last start.
Last time we wanted to just see where we were with her, and unfortunately she got stuck in a pocket at probably the crucial stage of the race, and she never could lengthen up, and so we're going to try again in the Garden Province. Obviously it's a very tough race. I'm obviously well exposed group horses in the race, or fillies in the race, and realistically I think if she ran a place we'd be very happy with that performance, but like I say, she's doing well at home and she's in a good space, and that's all we can ask for her. It's a very tough task against those type of quality fillies, and they're also all in form, and yeah, it's going to be a good race.
It's going to be a fantastic day, open doors. I think it's going to be fantastic.
Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this preview, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and hit that subscribe button on YouTube whilst you're about it.